Well, Frank, you said before this game you wanted to bring the good feeling back. Do you feel good after that?
Yeah, not much. I think it was a great performance from the team, wasn't it? I think we injected energy into the game straight away, and great organisation. We win the ball back with a great press to get the first goal, and from then on, every part of our game against a good opposition, we negated them. Defensively, we were brilliant. And then attacking play, as you saw, with the second and third goals. So a really good game, and a pointer for us in the right direction of where we want to go. We've had tough games at home this year, we know that, but today was one we really took by the scruff of the neck early in the game. So really happy.
I know there's never a perfect performance, but as you say, because the defence was so impressive, the quality of the goals as well, was that a kind of complete team performance?
Well, I think a good template. You know, we want to continue in the right direction. There's improvements always, but when you see the solid nature of the team, the good play, the variation of our game of like playing through lines, like the goals, or going longer and winning second balls, that's what an Everton team has to feel like, and we have to be. There's no doubt about it for me. So it's not simple, but some of the basics of our game we did brilliantly today throughout the game, and then the crowd engaged in it. So we got one of those sort of special afternoons here.
I know a bit was said before the game about the few chances created against two very, very good sides away from home previously, but the quality of the goals and the chances created show the attacking talent you have in this squad.
Yeah, and we've got to take that on the chin. It's frustrating for me sometimes, and I'm not talking about toffees like our fans. I'm talking about from the outside. People seem to love to jump on us. Maybe we had tension last year, and people will the size of a club like Everton get relegated. So, they've lost 3 games against Newcastle away, Tottenham away, Man United at home. So we're not happy with that. We want to do better than that, but we're not going to gauge us or our season on a couple of games where we maybe at Tottenham we could have scored 2 goals, or at Newcastle when we're not as efficient up the end of the pitch. Those days will come and go for us. It's, we're working in a bit of a process. But today we've answered a few questions to people on the outside who may be questioning who we are and what we are. The important thing is that we keep doing it every week.
And the players as well. Another thing you said was the importance of getting on the front foot, and they certainly did that. I mean, it was a fantastic start, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But saying getting on the front foot is one thing, but doing it in an organised manner to not allow a good team to play through you and to do the right things and the right movements that we talk about and work on in training is another. And we did both together, and that's when you get the magic. You work hard, you're aggressive with a structure, and the players did that, and that brought us the first goal. And obviously delighted for Dominic to get it, because we know how important he is to us. You saw the relation when he scored, the celebration with the fans there. So delighted on all fronts on that one.
Obviously, I was going to ask about Dominic as well. In your time as Everton manager, you haven't had him anywhere near as much as you want him to, but does the quality of that finish and just his performance just show what a fantastic striker he is?
Yeah, and people on the outside can cast judgment or comment on Dominic. I see him every day trying to do the right things to get fit when he's not right, and working in the right way, being a good teammate, all those things. And then you see the player that he is today. So going to get too excited with one performance, but I am excited because I know what it means to him. Now he just has to replicate that, but it gives us such a weapon in our game to have a player of that presence that we can hit, we can play off, we can run behind. He could do so many things for us, and obviously score his goal. So it was really good from Dominic. And then Neil comes on, and all of a sudden when they're both firing, you feel we have different options, and we look different very quickly in a game, which is great for me.
And you see the quality of all 3 goals. Dom, how he spun, a very good defender as well. I mean, the seconds, the back heel from Alex as well. I mean, it's a real entertaining performance as well.
Yeah, but the second one's a great one for us, because we work on training on trying to play out from the back and have the right balance and variation. When are the right times, when aren't the right times. And I know the crowd here, like when Connor laid it back to Jordan, it was like, and you go, come on, like stick with it, because the lads are trying to play it at the right times. And it was, and sometimes you see the benefits, and then sometimes you see when we boom it to Dominic and we get around the second ball where they get shot up the pitch. So I think the variation, as I said, but the lads being brave to play at times, and the crowd seeing it and understanding what we're trying to do is a great thing, and it came off today, so delighted with that one.
Were you confident it was onside? I think most of Goodison was. But
I was. It's not an easy angle for me, but I just, that sometimes a shot and a save means that the linesman's maybe view goes that little bit later, and they see Anthony Izzy's just about to score rather than when the shot's first made. I felt confident, but I'm going to do that toffee thing now. But knowing us, you can go, here we go, they'll find a way. In the end, it was a good yard onside.
And Dwight's come on, a fantastic goal, and again with Alex's cheeky back heel as well. But that's what you want, isn't it? Forwards coming on, where you want competition all across.
You know, everything today. That's it. These don't come every week, where you get really strong team performance, really strong sub performances, players that are working hard in training, getting minutes. And I talk about Dukes, and I talk about Tom Davis, and obviously Dwight. Great for his confidence, and I think the fans can start to see what Dwight can give us in terms of how he moves with the ball and his qualities. So it ticks a load of boxes, and that's only through hard work. That's the lads being together. That's being a group, and they deserve the accolades and the feeling that they had in the stadium today.
And a word on Anthony too, obviously in the spotlight for someone so young. You've said many positive things about him, so you're pleased with him to get that goal and his work rate today as well.
It's a big game for Anthony today. I thought it was big at Newcastle because I loved his application. It was a difficult game for him. His application was good, and I saw that and spoke to him about it. And then today was a proper winger performance in terms of what he did off the ball. Fantastic closing down. And then you get your rewards. For me, those are the rules in football. So his quality shone through in different ways. His work ethic shone through, and how much he loves to play for this club and his desires. And then, you know, that's why the fans are going crazy for him as he comes off the pitch. So very good performance by him.
I could go through each member of the defence, how impressive they were as well, but I won't keep you here too much longer, so I'll limit it to Seamus. 13 years since he made his debut for this club, and he puts in a performance like that against Wilfred.
13 years to the day?
Yes, yeah.
Right, well, I mean, what a performance against one of the best wingers in the league. His physical was quick, 1v1. Seamus was on it from minute one, wasn't he? He was close, tight, aggressive, good on the ball. You know, everything that Seamus Coleman's been for 13 years. What an achievement to play 13 years for a club of this level, to be so consistent, to be a leader, to feel the club the way he feels it. That performance was something special, and you know, I think from being injured for a while, coming back into the team to play like that against one of the best is special. So that's a nice story. The 13-year one, he deserves it today. Should have a beer or something at home.
And just a couple more. I mean, we've never. A couple more, unfortunately, Fran. 2 more. Yeah. Just the character's never been in doubt since you've been Everton manager, but I spoke to Anthony just before you came out actually, and he said that losing 3 on the bounce could come against a decent informed Palace side, but to come into that game and produce a performance like that, is that particularly pleasing yet again that your team has shown character?
Yeah, because there were a lot of tension last year, and maybe those sort of things and pressure can make you a bit worried. Defeat is 3 defeats. Well, where do we go from here? I don't sense that with this group, and it was important that they answered that question today, because 4 defeats is football works. People from the outside will be jumping all over us, even though it feels like we're working hard behind the scenes. So there's a more robust nature to the group. There's a togetherness about them, and we need to make that stick. One game doesn't mean anything in the big picture. We have to continue in this way, and these next few games going into the break, hugely important that we do that.
Oh, this is the last one, I promise. So fans going home buzzing tonight. The players are going to be on top of the world as well. But what are the most important factors you want your players to take from that display?
Everything. Understand how we approached it, that they were on it, that they did the things, the hard things in football, the running, the sprinting, the covering your teammate, and all those kind of things, which have to be the base of our performance. And after that, then their talent shows. When they do those things right, the talent will show in the team, and we believe that we're building a squad that's hopefully talented and can improve as we go on. So they'll sense it, they'll know it, they'll know the things that they put in today's game that made it feel probably the best day of the season in terms of our own performance. The hard bit is replicating it and going again. So they have to keep their feet on the ground, but understand it and believe in themselves. Good day.